Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins from Your Black World and the Black Business School. I wanted to address something real quick that somebody brought to my attention. Since I was traveling, I didn't catch the story. But it turns out that Joe Biden's son, Hunter, in 2016 was held at gunpoint. A guy put a gun to his head as a Hunter was trying to go and buy crack. Now, this is interesting to me for a lot of reasons, and I'll quickly break down the dynamics for you guys. I'm gonna do short videos this week because my Wi-Fi here isn't very good, but you guys know I'm still connected to you. First of all, the reason it's interesting is Joe Biden was one of the architects of the 1994 crime bill, which basically led to the mass extermination of millions of black families and millions of black people all across the United States. The trauma has been unimaginable, probably 5 times greater than the Nazi Holocaust, largely because it was so prolonged. The Nazi Holocaust lasted, just a few years, whereas this has been, a 25-year ordeal. I know people who are in prison right now with, 5, 10 life sentences with no parole over nonviolent drug convictions, things like that. And so I found it really extraordinarily ironic that Biden, the guy who championed these draconian laws, racist, draconian, Hitler-level mass exterminations of people of color, that his son is also caught up in the middle of this madness. So I think right there that speaks volumes to the whole situation, because young people that look like his son were not the ones getting sent to prison. Young people who look like his son were not the ones getting caught up in the chaos that came from the war on drugs, which leads to that next point. When you think about a drug deal, right? You think about somebody buying drugs and selling drugs. This is where I put on my economic analysis hat as a finance professor. When you have a transaction, there are 2 parties involved. There's a buyer and a seller. There's a trade being made. Without one party or the other, you can't have that transaction take place, right? So when you have people buying drugs or selling drugs, it's just like when people buy and sell sex or whatever. There are 2 parties to that transaction, a yin and a yang. And so if you decide that transaction is an illegal transaction, then it is inherently biased when you decide that one party is more responsible for the existence of that transaction than the other party. When you look at the black man who's selling the crack and you say that he's worse than the white guy buying the crack, when you look at the person who is the corner boy, who's holding the bag and selling the bag, and you say that he should go to prison, but the white guy who's buying the bag deserves to get therapy, right? Or when the black kid is caught up in the dope game, you see it as a criminal issue, whereas when white people get caught up in the dope game, you see, sorry, I got my nose is stopped up. You see it as a mental health or as a health, just general health crisis, right? Or health situation, like they're doing with the opioid epidemic. They're feeling sorry for these white kids, as opposed to when the crack epidemic hit the black community, they just wanted to put them in prison. And so this speaks to the kind of hypocrisy that woke, enlightened, intelligent black people are seeing, not just with the Republican parties, but also with the Democratic Party. Joe Biden has always been a Democrat. Joe Biden is your hero. Joe Biden is one of your great saviors in the Democratic Party. And the other candidates, Kamala Harris, Cory Booker, etc., while they might distance themselves from Biden to a certain extent, they're all kind of built of the same cloth. They're all wearing the same blue. They're all on the same team. So maybe Joe Biden is the quarterback and Kamala Harris is the wide receiver, but they're still wearing the same uniform. And I think that's what makes this, American politics very dangerous for black people, particularly when you put the hope and faith of your community in the hands of people that have proven that they have policies that have led to extreme genocidal extermination of black people. I find it sad and interesting and somewhat chaotic that black people have to rely on the people who have benefited and profited from the mess to clean up the mess. It's almost like when the United States made money destroying Iraq and then they made more money cleaning Iraq up, or when the local grocery store makes money selling you fatty, sugary foods in the front of the store, but makes money selling you the diabetes medication at the back of the store. It reminds me of something Malcolm X said a long time ago, where he said the white man will sell you the liquor bottle and then lock you up for being drunk. So the Democrats will destroy your community and then allow you to compensate them to clean your community up, right? You literally are turning to the same people who caused the war on drugs and asking them to fix the war on drugs. And I find that to be really interesting. Imagine if I went into your house and I tore everything apart, busted out the windows, peed on the floor, put cow's blood all over your blankets, and then said, okay, now pay me money and I can come fix it. If you don't pay me money, then it won't get fixed. So clearly, if you don't pay me money, that means you don't want your apartment to be clean. I mean, why would you want a dirty apartment like this? And you're not even talking about how the apartment actually got that way, right? So that's kind of what the Democrats are sort of doing to you, unfortunately, is they're saying, look, if you don't vote, you don't count. If you want a better community, come vote for us. If you want to help people get out of prison, come support us. Let us go back and fix it. We can go fix it. And nobody's saying, like, well, who caused this shit in the first place? Who did this in the first place? Wasn't y'all the ones lined up? You and Bill Clinton and Joe Biden and all these other people lined up in the 90s trying to make this, trying to destroy our communities in the first place? So that's my 2 cents. That's why I personally, I'm not telling you guys what to do. I told you my policy is I don't tell black people who to vote for or what to do. I will tell you what I do, and I will tell you why I do it. And then if that affects your perception, then that's totally on you. But my goal is not to get to think for you, is to get you to think for yourself. So if you choose to support these people, I'm not going to hate you. I don't have a problem with you. In fact, I don't think this stuff actually matters when it comes to the improvement of black people's lives. I really don't believe that. But at the end of the day, you got to be thoughtful, man, because these people are playing us like ping pong. They playing with your head. They laugh at you. They make fun of you. They ridicule you. Even Biden, I believe it was Biden and Clinton. I know Clinton for sure, and I believe Biden too, were like clowning the Obamas when they were trying to become, when they were trying to get to the White House. I mean, they don't respect you as black people. That's it. Black people ain't got no goddamn friends. Stop thinking that you got all these allies out here. You ain't got no real friends, because if you had real friends, you know what they would do if they were real friends? White people, are you listening? White people, are you in there? If you're listening, here's what you can do to prove that you're a friend to the black community. Approve a real reparations plan, not reparations, not fake reparations. I want real reparations. Approve a plan that gives black people $1 trillion or more to build our own schools that we run, that we own, we run, we control. Approve maybe another $1 trillion for us to build businesses that we own, we run, we control. That will prove to me that you're our friend. If you want to try to do anything to help the black community, we don't need your help like that. I don't want your policies. I don't want your sympathy. I don't want better public schools and all these other things that you've been promising for the last 50 years and they never delivered on to just send our kids backwards. We want cash. We want wealth. We want something that we control because we know what's best for our babies, not you. So get out of here with that nonsense. So that's my thought on the Joe Biden thing. I'm out of here, guys. Hit the thumbs up button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. And don't forget, I told you guys I want everybody to become a stock market investor because that's one of the keys to wealth in America, one of the primary keys. I'm a finance PhD, so I know this stuff. I remind you guys of that so you don't think I'm just some Negro running his mouth on the internet. I do run my mouth on the internet, but I did spend 10 years in school after college in order to get my credentials and understanding of finance, and I taught it and all this other stuff. So one of the things I want us to focus on is building and solutions. One major solution is we're going to get 1 million black people to become stock market investors. So if you want to learn how to invest in the stock market, I have a free training you can get right now at blackmoney100.com. That's blackmoney100.com. It won't cost you a penny. Second of all, I'll be in Chicago doing my investment seminar on the July 28th. You can go to drboycechicago.com if you want to come and meet me in person. Third, if you want to join our masterclass, we begin on July 16th. Go check it out at drboycemasterclass.com. Please hit the thumbs up button. Please hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. I'll talk to you guys soon. Be good. Peace.